Okay, many people talk about their problems over a glass of wine, but others seek solace in the anonymity of their favourite agony aunts. Today we're taking a look at some of the problems they've answered in our feature, If I Were You. First up, writing in the Mirrors, Miriam Stoppard, a worried mother of a 25-year-old who's a size 18, says her daughter has never had a boyfriend and thinks it's because men won't look at her twice because of her size. The daughter now likes a man at work, but he's not asked her out. The mum wants her to be happy, but says the daughter won't listen when she begs her to go on a diet. So, should she give up nagging the daughter about her weight?
I don't think it's a case of weight. You know, she could be really thin and he still won't ask her out. It's not a case of if you're fat or you're thin. It's as if you like each other or not.
Yeah.
So I think it's all about a chemistry thing. I don't see the hang-up on the weight. Get off the weight, mother.
So if the mother wrote into you, what would you say?
I would say encourage her to go out a little bit more, broaden her horizons a bit more, and encourage her, give her more self-esteem, you know, encourage her to go out more. It's not about weight. So, no, that's my advice anyway.
I would say forget the boyfriend, get that out of the thing now, and just tell her mum to take her out, build up her self-esteem, build up what she's about, not what about a boy. There are hundreds of them on this beach. Pebbles, whatever you call fish, or whatever they're called. You know, you can find it. It's all about her. Build her up, take her out, take her to places, take her health farms if you like. I don't know. Make her realise what she's about and get her to like herself, and then she'll meet somebody another time.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree with everything you both said. I think the mum should not keep on about the weight because it's making an even bigger issue of it. And I think she should forget about him. If he's not interested in her, there will be someone who is. Also, they could ring Gok Wan.
Yes.
And do a makeover, might make her feel good about herself, maybe change her hair colour and give her a kind of new lease of life. But I think Mum should definitely back off on the weight thing.
OK. Next, writing to Jane O'Gorman in The Express, a woman says she's separated from her husband about a year ago, but they've recently been talking a lot about their relationship and their feelings for each other, which is ironic, because when they were together, they never talked for more than 5 minutes at a time. Now, they're both keen to start sleeping together again, but they're scared of being hurt. So, should she consider going back to her former love, do you think, Sherry?
Right, I think they should hang fire a minute. Because, I mean, I'm not a good one to give advice, am I, really? But I think you wait, don't you? All right, keep away from each other, be parted a bit. If they're good friends again, then let that be for that moment. But just keep away from each other, wait and see.
So don't let the sex side of things spoil
do anything.
what they're building?
No, none of that mucky stuff. just wait a bit and just see what happens. And then gradually, you never know, they may come back together, they may not. But if you force an issue, you've got the same situation they had before.
I think you're right. I think because also you have to get over the problem, which is why they split up in the first place. I think that's a big thing. And to address that, it's good that they're talking, but I don't know. A lot of people don't realise what they've got until it's gone.
Yeah.
And a lot of people all think also that the grass is always greener. And actually, sometimes if you just stay put and sort it out. So I think, give it another go.
There's that film, isn't there, It's Complicated, with Meryl Streep and Alec Baldwin, where she's split up from her husband, he comes back into her life, and she suddenly sees, like, a new man, because he's got time for her, because she's getting time with him in short bursts, where he can't make mistakes. So she thinks that he's a different kind of person again, and reminds her of the man that she married. But actually, I wouldn't want to spoil the end for anybody, but actually it doesn't pan out the way that you would think. And she, as this is going on between her and her husband, she meets another man, and she sees both of them at the same time. She isn't intimate with both of them, but it affords her the ability to make the choice between the two. So I think with this particular problem, I think I mean, only they'll know this, but if they've done everything they can to save that relationship, sometimes you can be flogging a dead horse, can't you? And sometimes you just have to walk away because it just, prolongs everything. My feeling is, don't be intimate with each other. I think wait, like you say. Don't do that ownership thing where they belong to each other. Spend time together. date, get to know each other, and if you meet somebody else or you want to spend time with somebody else, do that, get on with your life. And if the person can prove to you that they are the right person, then so be it. But don't jump in with both feet.
There is a
Give
thing
it time.
of, you know, you can never go back as well.
No, you can, though. Look at Jane McDonald.
Yeah, but it was after a while, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was a long time apart.
27 years. It just wasn't a couple of weeks.
One thing I think, I mean, the fact that, you know, she says that when they were actually together, they didn't communicate very well, but actually they're talking well now. That's something I would build on, and I would actually say to them to go to counselling and sit with somebody that's really impartial, that doesn't have a take on anything, and won't say, actually, that's not how it happened. You said it was actually like this, and just continue talking in an impartial way, and like, yeah, and keep the sex to one side just for a minute.
Just keep it at bay.
Enjoy yourself. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Go out and get
And
hammered.
sometimes it's good to quit while you're behind.
And finally, writing to Vicky and Octavia in Stella magazine, a woman says she's worried because her sister-in-law wants to stay with her and her family for 2 nights a week when she's working down in London. Now, they're not keen on the idea because she has a tendency to criticise their parenting skills. However, they're worried that refusing will offend her because, after all, she is family. So would you tell her that she couldn't come to stay?
Well, I think that might hurt her feelings. So what I would do is lie. I think that will probably solve everything.
Okay. What would you say?
Well, for example, I would say to her, look, me and your brother aren't getting on that well at the moment, and I think another person in the house might put pressure on the relationship. So for the time being, why don't you find somewhere else to stay, you know, get other arrangements going, which will force her to do something else. She might really like it and stay there. And then no one's
But then
actually...
she'll go back and tell the whole family that you and your husband are not getting on.
Well, or what do you do? Turn around and say you're not coming here because you offend everybody with your opinions about the
then you're creating a
kids.
situation which just might happen. No, the thing is, you've got to have some honesty, haven't you? If she's creating a bad situation in that house, and, you know, for all of them, that's terrible. Maybe somebody should sit down with her and say, I'm sorry, but do you know what you're doing?
Yeah, but then there'll be a big family feud, and that doesn't help anyone.
What's wrong with that? They're family. Just because you're family, it doesn't mean you don't have a row.
Well, would you rather have it once a week, or would you fall out and not see her forever?
I don't have it once a year. What are you talking about?
Not that you know what it is.
No, I think a bit of honesty wouldn't come amiss here, because then it's all open. It's all out there. Nobody's lying.
Oh, no, I have to say, I would welcome, with not necessarily open arms, just kind of arms like that, and be very welcoming and make tea and dinner and always have fresh sheets, and then I would hide in the loo and cry and wish that she would go home and not keep coming all the time.
That actually creates problems for everyone in the house, and the couple will end up arguing.
Yes, and
It'll
so
create a bad
you said
atmosphere.
it would cause an
No,
argument.
but no, if she stays, I'm saying get rid of her, and it doesn't matter what you say, just get rid of her.
That's lying there.
Jane?
See, what I would do, I would send the kids to the door when she comes and say, my mum says she's not in.
See?
Actually, do you know what? Getting kids involved is a really good idea, because kids are really honest. You could just let them say, "What? You said you didn't like Auntie so-and-so. She'd be gone." Yeah. Yes. Okay, we're taking one final break.